How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, and it's been a few days since I posted anything. I hope you guys have checked out the new promo track from the upcoming EP by Drakir that's going to be released winter of 2018. So probably the end of December sometime. I need to get back to working on it again. I was supposed to do vocals the other day, but some stuff came up. The Rebellion fam, you know what I'm talking about. So I wasn't able to do that, but I figured I need to at least put up a video for you guys to check out. And since I've got 5 new punk albums to show off, I might as well do a punk collection update. So that's what you're getting today. First off the top, the next 4 things I'm going to be showing you actually came from an interesting place. But let's show you what I got here first. First up is Bad Religion with the New America. Now this is their 11th album. These guys have a ton of albums. These guys are just great, kind of classic punk rock, skate punk, however you want to call them. This stuff's still pretty good. I have to kind of give it another once over. I just kind of briefly checked out the tracks after I got them and then got busy doing other things. As you do. But yeah, it's still really good stuff. Highly recommend checking this out. I don't think Bad Religion have really done too extraordinarily different stuff where you're kind of going to be put off by the music they're making. So don't be afraid to check out this album, A New America. Once again, it's the 11th album in their discography. Good stuff. Alright, next is another album by Bad Religion. This is the 13th album. This one is called The Empire Strikes First. Nope, not The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire Strikes First. Probably a little more politically aimed album, lyric-wise. I think this might be where some people may have jumped off with the band if they didn't already jump off after Stranger Than Fiction, because I think at this point they're starting to probably get a little bit more of a mellower sound. Once again, I need to, dive back in and check this out again, because I only give it a quick, brief listen to, because what I do, if you don't know, is as soon as I get an album, I will either throw it on my Xbox and give it a quick listen, or I will put it on my laptop and then transfer the songs digitally over to my phone so that I have something to listen to while I'm out and about doing, errands and shit like that. And I will give it a more in-depth listen then. But yeah, when I first bring it home, I normally check it to make sure that it works properly in my normal listening devices to make sure there's no scratches and skips and just, factory errors and shit like that. And then I'll just rip it to my laptop and transfer it to my phone. But yeah, so I'm going to have to give this another listen to again, but I'm going to assume it's just as good as the other Bad Religion albums. It might be just maybe a little more polished and a little more, lighter sounding, but I can't really say for sure because I didn't have a chance to give it a thorough listen to, but check it out. Let me know what your thoughts on it are. Let me know what your thoughts on the newer Bad Religion are if you're into punk or punk rock or stuff like that. Let me know, what era of Bad Religion you like the most. Was it, the Suffer kind of era? Was it the Stranger Than Fiction era? Was it the post-Stranger Than Fiction era, like this stuff? But yeah, give me your thoughts on Bad Religion if you're into punk rock, sorry. I almost said black metal. If you're into black metal, I don't know. You're probably not going to listen to too much punk. Alright. Next 2 are also by the same artist, and this is probably going to divide some people because, these guys are considered fairly mainstream as well, and the direction they took after they stopped being like punk, it was really touch and go. So yeah. Anyways, this is AFI, also known as A Fire Inside, with their album The Art of Drowning. And of course, this is the 5th album, and this was when they started going more post-punk, post-hardcore, closer to the like emo-y sound, kind of like boy band with screams in it, basically. It was still pretty good at this point, and you know, there's some really kick-ass songs on here. Like, I used to listen to this a lot before I sold most of my collection off. Some of it I sold to Joshua Borning from the band of Borning, and the others I sold off to Jessie Bailey, my sister. So she's got the rest of those. But yeah, I'm starting to collect them back again because I missed having them in my collection, and their earlier stuff was like pretty sick punk, especially the Open Your Mouth and Shut Your Eyes album. That was probably the best AFI album in my opinion. But this has got some good stuff too. It's got the Nephilim. It has A Story at 3, Days of the Phoenix, Catch a Hot One, The Wester, and The Wester is my favorite song off of here. Such a good fucking song. But yeah, so it may not be your thing, and I can understand why totally, so I'll forgive you there. And maybe you can forgive me for having this in my collection. And the next thing is definitely not going to win me any awards for, you know, being fucking cult. If that's a thing you give a shit about, which, if I own this, I obviously don't. But yeah, I like the logo in this one. I love the artwork in this one, and the music is just great. It really speaks to the emo high school kid in you. All right, the next one. This is where I stop listening to AFI. The December Underground is where they became way too removed from their punk roots. This is where they kind of pushed way into the kind of alternative emo rock band, you know, with the odd scream here and there. This was the last bastion of tolerable AFI, in my opinion. Hey Miss Murder, Kill Caustic, Summer Shudder, Love Like Winter. I don't know if I can handle that one anymore, but yeah, this was like the very tip of the iceberg for me. I only have this because this was, like I said, the last bastion of tolerable AFI, especially if you're into the stuff that they started off with, like Good On Ya, and Open Your Mouth, or Open Your Eyes and Shut Your Mouth. I'm saying that wrong still. It's Shut Your Mouth and Open Your Eyes. And the answer to that is Stay Fashionable. You know, this has nothing to do with those eras of AFI. But yeah, nothing past this. I'm not going to get Burials. I'm not going to get Crash Love. I'm not going to get fucking Blood. Or, you know, the self-titled AFI. Yeah, that's not happening. But this is just tolerable for me. So, yeah, AFI with December Underground. Alright, now for the story time. Where I got all 4 of these albums from was actually kind of a chance encounter. I got these albums from a dude on Virage sale. Virage, or whatever it is. It's I think it's basically like a buy and sell version of like Kijiji, just for people like the selling things. And yeah, I actually originally went there to pick up a new Nintendo DS for my oldest son, who's 5. And while I was there, the guy noticed my battle vest that I had on, and he's like, "Hey, you might be interested in some albums I have down in the basement." I'm like, and this is kind of like my stranger danger like alarm was kind of going off. He had that like Buffalo Bill thing going on about him a bit. I'm kidding. He's a very nice, you know, older gentleman, and he, you know, took me down to his basement and showed me his collection. Like, he actually had a pretty decent collection. He had like a bunch of just different bins of CDs and tapes and records and stuff like that. And he's like, "Here, take a look in this bin. This is mostly my alternative rock and punk collection if you want to check it out." So I'm like, sweet. So I skimmed through it. There was a lot of stuff that I actually already had. There's some Metallica in there. There is some like Avenged Sevenfold in there. But then I started seeing stuff like Bad Religion and the AFI. I'm like, man, nice. And I'm flipping through. I'm like, oh, here's an album I don't have. Oh, here's an album I don't have. Nice. So I ended up getting about 5 or 6 things. I got 4 things for myself and like 2 or 3 for the wife that I saw there. She got a Census Fail and something else. But yeah, that's pretty neat how that happened, and I'm glad that I got them because I didn't have them in my collection, and the dude gave them to me for literally 50 cents a piece. So kudos to you, dude, on Barrage Sale. You're the man. Thanks for selling me to those so cheaply, and helps me add to my collection. Alright, the next thing and last thing in this collection update is something really cool, and I'm glad to finally have a copy of this, and, you know, make it worthy of wearing the Misfits shirts. This is the Misfits Walk Among Us, their classic first album. Excellent songs. Just really great musicianship in the horror punk scene. I'm not sure if this is the original press or not. It says on it 1982 J. Ruby Productions. There's nothing else on here that really indicates that it might be a repress on it. So yeah, I'll bust out the booklet just so you can have a look at it, just in case you're kind of like a first press aficionado and you can tell me whether this is legit or not, because I haven't really taken it to Discogs yet. It's got some crumply wear there, unfortunately, but you know, if this is actually from 1982, then I'm surprised it's even in as good a condition as it is here. So that's the inside of the booklet. It's just one sheet. There's the front and there's the back. There's the information there, if it'll focus. But yeah, wow, this is really good. I really enjoy this album. Now I know they have some material that was supposed to come out before this. Like Static Age was actually technically their first album. It just never got released chronologically in a proper order. And then after this actually came the 2 EPs, Wolf's Blood and Earth AD. So yeah, after this I'm probably going to see if I can't hunt down Static Age so I can have their real first album. And then I'll probably pick up Earth AD and Wolf's Blood. And then eventually the other ones. They're alright, but like honestly, if you want amazing Misfits era stuff, it's fucking Walk Among Us or it's Static Age. So I'm so glad I have a copy of Walk Among Us without paying like $60 for the damn CD or something ridiculous. But yeah, that's Misfits with Walk Among Us. Cheers. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me here, checking in on stuff. That's all I got for the punk collection update. Tomorrow I definitely need to get around to doing some vocals for the next track, which is probably going to be either Life Churns On or Waging a War Against Time Itself, aka just Waging War, because who wants to say that whole thing 1,000 times? And then once I get vocals for those two recorded, I have to start like actually composing and like recording the fourth track for this, being Hang Your Hopes High, which is a little bit of a sarcastic title. But yeah, because that's another track that I need to get working on. I might take a break after doing a vocal recording tomorrow, work on actually doing the guitaring recording for that song, give my voice a rest, and then maybe take the third or fourth day to record the other track, and then hopefully by the end of the month have everything fully recorded, and then work on making a cover and making some cover art and stuff like that, so that I can release it on Bandcamp. And if I see how much traction this shit gets, I might consider making some physical copies. I know someone's already asking for a cassette copy of The Only Peace You'll Know Is in the Grave, which is the name of the EP, by the way. I'm considering doing either like red cassettes this time around, maybe brown. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe brown's not the greatest idea. Probably red. I'll probably just do red cassettes if I do it. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on for Drakir right now. Hope you enjoyed, once again, the new track I put out. Fucking stay sick, guys. For Glory, for the Rebellion. Slimerella out. Cracker Barrel.
Tell me what we're fighting for. No progress ever came from war. Only a false sense of increase. And the world won't wait for the truth on a plate while we're ready.